Hi, I'm David. Good morning, barefoot running people, Faces of Day family. For another great YouTube day, we're going to go ahead and talk about our topic today, which is how do I start barefoot running? And if you're interested in trying it, just take a seat, open your ears, open your mind. Let's get started. Let's get going on the barefoot running journey. If I want to do it, this is how you start. So what we have here is your basic run shoe. It's got the nice sole, good cushion support. When you run with no shoe, you have to depend on the muscles for the cushion support that they're designed to do for you. So that's where you have that light springy step. You're doing what the sole is basically supposed to be doing when you land on the ground. Also, when you land, the heel usually strikes first because your foot is disengaged because of the sole. So you're kind of depending on the sole to kind of do the work for you, which in turn will make you probably land with a heel strike. And some people don't, but that's just the basics. So that's the basic run shoe. So, how do you start barefoot running? Very simple. Take off your shoes, go outside. You take off your shoes and go outside, start walking. Walking on the ground, letting your feet become accustomed to the surface out there. Never start off just plain outright running, but start off with walking to get your feet acclimated to the contact with the ground. Walking on the grass, walking on the concrete. Just walking to get your feet acclimated. You walk all the way down to the end of the block and you come all the way back. That's the first step in starting your barefoot running journey. A block down and a block back. Do not go on the street yet, because the street will cause this. When I started running on this street, or on the street, my feet were burning really bad because the nerve endings were not ready for that contact because of the high sensitivity. What some others also like to do is just going straight barefoot. They like to run in the minimalist running shoe. So here's one very minimalist running shoe. As you notice, what's different than that shoe I showed you at first, it has barely no sole, no support. So now you're depending on the foot and the muscles to provide the cushion that your body is supposed to have or needs. So here are some other running shoes that most people like to start off with when they try to do barefoot running or start. Another minimalist shoe here. Notice there's barely no sole, but this one is kind of starting to get your foot formulated to being barefoot. And here's an actually 5-finger shoe. It's got a little bit of traction on the heel there, and some of them are just smooth soles. So those are two other options that a lot of people like to use when they start off with your barefoot running. So After you go down to the corner of your block and back, and you walk on the grass, start at a slow jog, and you start running down the street, start going around the block once on the sidewalk, and your feet should start to get acclimated now to the surfaces and the different surroundings. The thing about when you're running with no shoes, it kind of forces you to look down because you don't want to be like, because you don't want to land on anything weird or odd. You know, they say, oh, I don't want to run barefoot because I don't want to run on any hypodermic needles or land on any glass and all sorts of funny business that's on the ground. So, no big deal. Look on the ground when you go running. Nobody told you to look straight ahead. Because I usually teach people when you go running barefoot, I always kind of do a 45-degree angle so you
Smash that
see
subscribe button, bruh.
where you're coming up to. So you're always looking down in front of you where you're going, so you know what's going to happen. And of course, you're going to look down on the ground at your feet. What's important about looking at your feet is this: you gotta watch your landing, because when you come down on the ground, you want to make sure when you're running you have a straight revolution. Straight revolution. You don't want to land and kick your foot out, or land and kick your foot in. So what's good about doing the recordings when you go running, especially when you do it from the back behind you, you can see if your heel is going to be kicking out, like land and kicking out, or kick in. A lot of us have those habits, but we don't really catch it. We just swing with your leg going out or in, and then you feel those pains in your knees and your joints and your hips. What you should be doing is having a straight revolution. Your foot should swing and move on a straight pendulum like this and land light, as we saw in that foot diagram. Foot should stay on that pendulum. It should go straight. It should not kick out, kick in, but it should go straight. So when you're running and you're looking down, kind of make the mental note and mental corrections. My foot needs to swing straight, come back straight, back straight, back straight, back straight, back. Keep it on that straight track, going straight ahead. So that's about it. That's how you get started barefoot running. If you have any questions, be sure to shoot me an email that you see on the beginning of the channel. And remember, be happy, enjoy life, be you. Barefoot running people, get up, get out, and do it.